Hey guys, what's up? Alright, so the Knuckles Show has come out exactly a week ago by the time I'm posting this video, I hope. And I wanted to give it a week before I talk about it because yeah, I was definitely no rush to make a video on this. I remember before I was like, yo, I'm gonna cover every single episode, because that's back when I thought that the episodes were coming out weekly. And then when they said they're gonna come out with all six at once, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make like a huge review, at least split in two parts, or just talking about the show instantly. But after watching the show, and started out very strong. In fact, Paramount even posted episode 1 on their channel, kind of like what Netflix did with Sonic Prime with their first episode. And then after the first 2 episodes, it just started to decline for me. And I was like, I'm going to talk about this later because I really want to delve into it and stuff. And there's already been a lot of reviews on it. There's the negative reviews. Even someone cried in their review. So it's like, yeah, this Sonic shit is serious. Be ready to die for it. I'm just kidding, but yeah, let's get into all this. But before I do, be sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, before I talk about Knuckles Show, let's talk about Sonic Movie 3. Now, in case you guys haven't seen, I made a community post saying that someone wrote this about the trailer. Now, if you all know, we have already gotten the Mufasa, the Lion King trailer from Disney this past Monday. And Sonic Movie 3 and Mufasa are coming out the same day, December 20th this year. So it only makes sense that we're going to get Sonic Movie 3 trailer in a couple days. We have to get it. We're definitely going to get it before they come out with their If movie, because that's Paramount. But I feel like we're getting it, if not this week, we're getting it next week. And yeah, and I know a lot of Sonic fans are like, oh, Sonic Movie 3 is going to beat Mufasa in the box office. Mufasa, like, guys, please be realistic. Please be realistic. The Lion King made over $1 billion in the box office. Not only that, it made more money than the original Lion King. The better version in 1994 came out. It made more money than that. And Lion King is a classic. Everybody knows the Lion King. Everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a boomer, a millennial, Gen X, a zoomer, Gen Z. Everybody knows the Lion King. If you don't know the Lion King, you were born yesterday. I don't think Sonic Movie 3 is being this. However, Sony did postpone Kraven the Hunter until December 13th. So if I were Paramount, I would move Sonic Movie 3 up a week. December 13th to come out the same day as Kraven and beat the hell out of Kraven's ass. I mean, these Sony films are, they're just going from bad to worse. Morbius did bad. Sonic Movie 2 beat Morbius. Madam Web was a disaster, this year. And Kraven, they're afraid of Kraven. They don't want Kraven to mess up Venom The Last Dance or Venom 3 coming out. That's why they pushed it until after. But yeah, Sonic Movie 3 is going to make more money than Kraven. So I kind of wish it came out on the same day than Mufasa, because I'm going to watch both movies in theaters. Now I got to choose which one to watch first. As of now, I'm going to watch Sonic Movie 3 first, then I'm going to watch Mufasa. But that's just too much. I'm going to spend over $20 that day. So yeah. But ain't nobody going to see Kraven. Anyway, let's talk about this Knuckles Show. Now, instead of making a review, I want to talk about how I would fix this show or revise this show. Now, I know there's some people that really love this show, even though it's not really the Knuckles Show. It's Wade and Knuckles. If they called it Wade and Knuckles, I wouldn't even be mad, because the N Knuckles meme, from Sonic 3 Knuckles, and I'll be like, okay, this is a show about Wade to flesh out his character, since he didn't do much in the first 2 movies, especially the second movie. So we're just fleshing him out, and Knuckles is a feature. But it's called Knuckles. How the hell are you going to have Knuckles barely in the show where it's called Knuckles? Just like what Kotaku said, Knuckles was barely, he was in less than half the show. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, but Paramount, their budget wasn't high for the show. Budget costs, that's why. It's like, look guys, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company, I think. Or if not a multi-billion, they're close to it. I don't know. It's Paramount. If they did not have enough budget for a Sonic movie IP, they shouldn't have made a Knuckles show. Nobody was clamoring for a show of the Sonic movie franchise. We were just excited to see Sonic Movie 3. They should focus on that. If their shows, if the Shadow Show is going to be anything like the Knuckles Show, keep it. I don't want it. Now, like I said, I did enjoy Knuckles Show more than Sonic Prime. I mean, I haven't even started watching Sonic Prime Season 3. I haven't even started yet. The first 2 seasons were just so boring to me. Knuckles Show wasn't boring. You know, that's the worst thing you could do, make it boring. And the Sonic Prime, it's funny because Sonic Prime had all of Sonic's characters to play with. It was in CGI animation, and they had the multiverse to play with. How the hell you make a show like that with that premise boring? And Knuckles show, it's CGI live action. You only see Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and it has nothing to do with multiverse. And that was still more interesting to watch. It was just frustrating because we were seeing a lot of characters that I did not care about. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have seen humans. I've totally made peace with the amount of humans in the Sonic movie franchise, especially with the direction they're going with Gun. Yeah, Gun had a lot of humans working in it, so I'm totally cool with that. But the Knuckles show should have focused more on the Gun lore and Gun characters than Wade's family. I don't care to see Wade's family, except the mom. The mom was cool, but let's all agree his sister was the worst thing to happen. His sister was terrible, and anytime they bickered, it was like seeing two man-children bicker. I was like, adults don't act like this in real life. Like, what the hell? So here's how I would change things. If I was the director or screenwriter of the show, I would get rid of some characters. Wade's sister is the first casualty, the first thing I would get rid of. Wade should have been the only child. I mean, Wade acts like he's the only child. Him having a sister, his sister was useless. His sister wouldn't even let him help him when they were rescuing. Like, what point was his sister? Except for a poor attempt at comic relief. Wade should have been the only child. It should have just been Wade and his mom. That would have made things way more bearable. You know? I didn't mind Wade's father. Wade's father was a good antagonist for Wade. But it should not have been the focus. The whole bowling shit, I had no problem with that. Bowling should not have been the primary plot, though. It should have been the secondary plot. The primary plot should have been Knuckles and Gun. Also, another character I would get rid of is that one guy with the long dark hair. See, I even forgot his name. He's the one that did the musical with Wade. Yeah, get rid of his... What? His character had no point either. Like, in the beginning, you know, episode 1, he was kind of bullying Wade with that girl, saying that Wade will never replace him on the bowling team, and then in episode 4, Wade had a, you know, like a fucking match with him in a musical. He was just an unnecessary character. His character served no purpose to the overall plot. You know, we could have just had the blonde girl being mean to Wade at first, and then Wade making the team. That's it. We didn't need any of that. That whole character just exists for the musical, and it makes no sense. And yeah, look, I know the Sonic movie franchise has humor in it, but it's always been grounded in reality, both the first and the second movie. Even Rachel with her antics and the whole wedding subplot, it was grounded in reality. That's why it was so funny when she saw Tails. She was like, oh Lord, there's 2 of them now. Because, like, putting yourself in her shoes, it's funny. But the Knuckles show, Wade and his whole plot, it got really slapstick and unrealistic. Like the way Wade was trapped in the cage and just burst out of it, you know, when he was facing down that guy that was singing the musical. It was just way too unrealistic. I'm like, yo, what am I watching? Episode 4 was easily the worst episode in the show. It was just, I didn't know what I was watching. I'm like, is this in the Sonic movie universe? It's so dopey. Like, it's not grounded in reality at all. Like, it made complete sense when I heard that Jeff Fowler only directed the first episode. Everything else was not directed by him. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. If they're going to do the Shadow Show, Jeff Fowler needs to be involved in over half of it at least, because, yo, shit got really ridiculous. And then when they showed Iblis in episode 4, I was like, hold up. Is this Iblis? Why? Why would you do that? Why? Like, Paramount was like, no, bad Paramount. Like, they went off the rails. It's like they made this when they were under the influence of drugs. I would have got rid of Wade's sister, that guy, the musical guy. Make the whole bowling thing a subplot. And you know what I would have done? Anytime the show focused on Knuckles, it was great. But anytime it didn't, it faltered. Knuckles show needed one more character. And I will tell you what that character is right now. Rouge the Bat. Oh yes, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I thought about it too. Rouge, yes, Rouge would have had an appearance before Amy, but this is the movie universe. Technically speaking, Knuckles had an appearance before Tails in Sonic Movie 2. Yeah, Rouge should have been in the Knuckles show, and it would have been very great. Rouge should have been the foil for Knuckles, both Rouge and Wade. Yeah, and this is why I think Rouge would have been the best character to put in the show. Because, you know, in episode 2, Knuckles talks to Wade about constantly being betrayed throughout his life. Not just Dr. Robotnik. Dr. Robotnik was not the first to betray him. So what better way to display that, yet again, but by having Rouge be a double spy for Gun to get close to Knuckles and use him to get to the Master Emerald. So having Rouge and Wade be good foil characters for Knuckles' development. Wade. So one is a backstabbing friend, Rouge, and the other is a true friend, Wade. And that would have worked better for the show than what we got, honestly. You know, the whole bowling thing should have not been the main plot. It should have been Knuckles guarding the Master Emerald. Because Knuckles literally made a vow with Sonic and Tails in the second movie to guard the Master Emerald. What should have happened in this one is that Gun should have known about all this. And Gun should have sent like secret people or, you know, criminals or whatever that have been trying to break into Tom the Cop's house to steal the Master Emerald. Because think about it. There's an emerald that can grant you wishes. Imagine having that in real life. Everybody's going to try to break into your house. So to have this, you know, Tom the Cop's house being a threat because now people are trying to break in to steal this Master Emerald. And then, you know, Tom's wife is like, you know what? We can't have this emerald in this house anymore. It's putting all of our lives in danger, especially me because I'm just a human. And Knuckles says, okay, I will take this responsibility to move the Master Emerald out of the house and put it in a secure place. And I will be in charge of guarding this Master Emerald. That'll be great because I don't like the idea of Knuckles living in the same house with Sonic, Tails, and Tom and his wife. That's too much going on. You know, Knuckles has always been a lone wolf. I mean, yes, Knuckles hangs out with Sonic and Tails. You know, they're a great trio, especially when shit goes down, but it's always mostly Sonic and Tails. They're the brotherly relationship, not Knuckles. Knuckles should be on his own. So this would have been a great excuse to have Knuckles like, okay, Sonic, Tails, just like he's in the show. The only reason why I'm here on Earth is because I made a vow to you and the Fox. He says, so I'm going to keep that promise, continue that vow, and move the Master Emerald someplace. So as Knuckles moves the Master Emerald looking for a good place to hide it, then he can speak to his father, Pachacamac. Is it Pachacamac or Pachacamac, whatever. And then, you know, after getting guidance from him, then he runs into Wade. Wade is getting ready for a bowling tournament, and then they go on a trip to Reno while he has the Master Emerald. Meanwhile, Gun is aware of this because they're tracking them already. Gun hires someone from Sonic's world, Rouge the Bat, who gets enlisted in Gun. And it's like, look, we need Knuckles to trust you. And since you're from his world, he will trust you, get close to him, and then steal that Master Emerald. We need it. It's too dangerous for the Master Emerald to be with those people, with those aliens or whatever. So Rouge does that. She befriends Knuckles. They get close. And then, you know, you know how it is. She steals the Master Emerald and whatever. Knuckles doesn't even have to break it. And then, you know, later on, Rouge will change. Now, make Rouge parallel Wade's father. You see how Wade's father, during the bowling tournament, we first see him and he seems very remorseful and friendly and tells Wade, I apologize. I'm sorry, Wade, that I left you a TJ Maxx for bowling. I want to be a better father. And even though Wade's mother warns him about Wade's father, you know, Wade's father comes off as good as first. And then we see his true colors and he's actually bad. He never cared about Wade and thinks Wade's a loser. Parallel that with Rouge. Rouge comes off as bad at first, a backstabber trying to get close to Knuckles, and she steals the emerald. Then Rouge has a change of heart. She's actually good. She just needed to enlist with Gun. But then she sees the errors of their ways, and then she allies with Knuckles and returns the Master Emerald to him, and together they both fight the buyer. So basically Rouge kind of turns on Gun. Now I know some of you be like, wait, that doesn't make sense because Rouge is part of Gun. Look, Rouge is a spy. She's a double spy. She's always been very cunning, very intelligent, and I won't say two-faced, but she's always been slick. She can have a change of heart, be on Knuckles' side, and still work for Gun, because make Gun think like, oh, I lost Knuckles, I wasn't able to retrieve the Master Emerald. You know, something like that. So she doesn't blow her cover with Gun, but she lets Knuckles know that I'm on your side. That would have been such a great story, man. Something like that. I don't care how much it costs. Put Rouge in the Knuckles show, because I see a lot of you people saying, oh, we want Amy, Rouge, and Shadow in Sonic Movie 3, and then other people are like, no, they can't introduce all three new characters in Sonic Movie 3. That's too much. It's like, look, guys, I don't know if you guys realize this, but in Sonic Adventure 2, Rouge never had an introduction. Shadow had an introduction. Even Amy had an introduction in Sonic CD. Rouge didn't. The moment we see Knuckles, he's arguing with Rouge about the Master Emerald and that one pyramid level. I forgot what it's called already. And then Dr. Eggman appears, Knuckles breaks the Master Emerald, and then that's it. We never have an introduction to Rouge. We just know that she's a spy, she works for Gun, and she's a treasure hunter. That's what we should have gotten. So Paramount should have taken advantage of that and actually introduced Rouge in Knuckles Show. Then Sonic Movie 3, we see her. She doesn't need introduction anymore, but that's okay because Rouge never had introduction to Sonic Adventure 2. And as Jeff Fowler says, Sonic Movie 3 will take heavy inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2. That would have been great. All you gotta focus on is introducing Shadow and Amy. That's all. And Amy better be in Sonic Movie 3 because I'm starting to hear some whispers and like, will she be in it? Amy better be in this movie. It's too much of a sausage fest. Like, what the hell? Not a single female character? Come on now. Females love the Sonic movie franchise as well. But yeah, that's how I would change things. I would really just reorganize things, make the bowling tournament a secondary plot, make Knuckles' struggles in the Master Emerald the main plot. The big thing I would have changed is to bringing back the Master Emerald in the show, because the Master Emerald isn't shown or mentioned at all. I mean, except in the flashback when Sonic, recaps Sonic Movie 2. But yeah, that's what I would have done. So basically, the show would end on, Knuckles guarding the Master Emerald, just like the video game counterpart. He will return back to Green Hills, but I would rather he stay with Wade. Look, I don't hate Wade. I actually liked Wade more in Movie 1. He was kind of lame in Movie 2, like, Tails told him to shush. If Tails tells you to shut up, then yeah, you a bitch. But I don't hate Wade. I actually like that he was getting more development in the show, but they should have done better. And they should have focused more on him, his mom, and Gun than his sister and all those other antics. They focused way too much on his family. So the show should end with Knuckles, Wade, going back to Green Hills. And Knuckles staying with Wade and guarding the Master Emerald. They shouldn't go with Rouge because, like I said, Rouge works for Gun. So Rouge can't blow her cover with Gun. She has to continue pretending like she's on Gun's side. But Knuckles should be reassured knowing that when shit goes down, Rouge got our backs. So that's how it should have ended. If I made the Knuckles Show, if I directed it, it would have been great. And a lot of you guys know that this is a fact because look at Sonic Rebound. So yeah, what do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comments below. What did you think about the Knuckles Show? Do you still share my grievances? I don't hate the show. The show's not boring. I didn't hate it as much as Sonic Prime. I liked it, but it has a lot of issues, especially with Knuckles being the main character. If I had to give it a score out of 10, I would give it like a 5.5. It's like right in the middle. I can't give it anything higher than that because I have real problems and it just started to dip after episode 2. I love Kid Cudi's character in Gun. I love that British woman's character too. What was she called? Willoughby? Man, I am not good with these names. But yeah, like everyone was calling Kid Cudi's character just Kid Cudi. No one was even calling him, his character name, because we all know him as a music artist. I hope Sonic Movie 3 learns from this and does not make the same mistakes that Sonic Movie 2 did, especially Knuckles Show. I have faith it's not because Jeff Fowler is directing Movie 3. But when they do the inevitable Shadow Show, please listen to all the criticism we're giving for Knuckles Show. I do not want Shadow Show to be like this. It's kind of unfortunate though because Knuckles is one of my favorite Sonic characters. After Sonic, Knuckles is my favorite Sonic character. It's Sonic, Knuckles, and Shadow when it comes to the male characters. When it comes to the female characters, it's Blaze, Whisper the Wolf, and Amy Rose. So yeah, you guys gotta do better next time, Paramount, because I'm really invested in the Sonic movie franchise. And unlike Sonic Prime, the movie franchise will continue. So I wanted to get better. I didn't give a fuck about Prime because it's like, it's bad, but they're not going to continue it. Sonic Prime is over, but the Sonic movie franchise continues and I want it to do good. So alright guys, that's all I have for now. So take care. And until next time, I'm out.